Well, hello, folks. How you doing? Today is October 31st, 2025. As you can see, I'm feeling a little under the weather, but I'm going to soldier on and give you the best video I can possibly give you, regardless of how I feel. Today we're going to talk about AI again, give you a little more information on that. And I hope that we can keep this video pretty short because I kind of got a death of a cold going on right now, so we'll see how that works out. Boo. Global warming! Woo! Woo! It's global! What's this? It's a dog. Ah, no, it's Bo. Let's face it, folks. You don't come here for the special effects. What are you doing, Bo? What are you doing? I don't work with animals and kids. I'm out. No, you don't come here for the special effects. That's for damn sure. And I'm not doing this again. Ow, because I had to get down on my hands and knees. I'm so stupid. I hope I didn't ruin one of my last cigarettes. How you guys doing? Everybody needs a good scare on Halloween. Does that qualify? Give me that. Fucker. Fired. Calling my agent. How you doing? Did we record that silliness? Let me see. I don't know. I guess we did. I don't need this. I'm not Tim Pool. I don't care that I'm fucking bald. Oh. How are you? Good morning. I am catching a little bit of a cold. Why? Because it was 54 degrees yesterday. It's 52 degrees outside today. And every time the weather changes immediately down here in Tampa, I get sick. We're doing a fundraiser. Scott pay for the car he was talking about yesterday. He was flexing on yesterday, a dumb fuck. You can help, please do. That and well, we're not paying. You're not helping me pay for the car. I'm going to pay for the fucking car, but you're helping feed the animals because it's funds that I usually use to feed the animals. That's going to go to the car. If you care about little puppies and kittens. Anyway, how are you guys doing? We're going to talk about OpenAI because we need to talk about OpenAI because this is what OpenAI is doing to people. And yesterday, this is awful. It's just two pieces of, it's a piece of foam. This is the cheapest fucking Halloween prop I could possibly get. It's just two pieces of fucking styrofoam, a piece of wire, some black paint, and whatever this mesh is here. It is literally the cheapest Halloween fucking prop I could find. But I did something. It wasn't much, Scott. Yes, but it was something. Never let it be said. I don't give back to the community. Oh, God. This is a very serious discussion, and I'm going in a very unserious way. I'm starting it off in a very unserious way, which is awful. There we go. It is a very serious topic for discussion. I want to read something for you. Mr. X sent me this, and that's a direct reference to the JFK saga story. After seeing what I talked about yesterday, Mr. X writes, It seems to me that people are developing a fundamental misunderstanding of what these AI models are useful for and what they should not be used for. Having a conversation with ChatGPT is just a bad idea. Even on the surface, much less with anything personal. Asking it to produce something like an image or a block of code or find some information that you need is useful. Asking it for even paying attention to its opinion about anything is just a bad idea from the start. They need to make it an item in school to teach kids how not to use AI or not to use it at all, but to certainly have no conversations with it. It needs serious regulation, but of course the Nazis are trying to make it illegal to suggest regulating it in any way. End quote. That's Mr. X, and he's absolutely correct, and that was the point I was getting at yesterday. Of course, my coverage yesterday was good surface level, but I will admit it was woefully inaccurate. I mean, it wasn't inaccurate, it was incomplete. It was woefully incomplete. It was accurate, but it was incomplete. I'm going to show you where exactly it was accurate. And I'm going to admit that it was incomplete. I had no idea. There's a case involving a child named Rain. Last name was Rain, and I'm going to play a clip from the More Perfect Union coverage of this 2 weeks ago. I'm also going to play you a clip. The clip I was talking about yesterday with Kyle Kalinsky. Where he almost puts it on the users who are being driven to a form of psychosis with this AI. He almost makes it seem like they go into it with a defect of some kind to start with, and so it just highlights the defect. It accentuates the defect. That's not the case at all. What I didn't realize yesterday, which this mini documentary from More Perfect Union highlights, and I certainly recommend. I'm going to post a link to it down below, and I'm going to play a little bit of it for you. But what it highlights is that this sycophancy issue of ChatGPT from its inception has been a problem. It has been called out to Mr. X's point. I found this. When he says that these Nazis are trying to make sure that it can't be fucking regulated, I remembered that there was a passage or a small bit of this fucking bill, a provision in this bill, the big beautiful bill, that would, upon the original writing of it, make it illegal for states to regulate fucking AI in any way for the next 10 fucking years. Now, I've talked about this before, and I said that is partly because they didn't want them to regulate these big fucking data centers. Let them fucking build whatever they want. Let them do whatever they want. Let them get all the fucking electricity. Let them make the fucking neighbors pay for the electricity. Let them take all the fucking water. And let them pollute the fucking air. And the land around these fucking data centers. Well, that's part of it. The other part of it is they don't want them to fucking regulate the content of what fucking ChatGPT 4 and ChatGPT 5 and all these others are doing. And Grok are doing. I was correct. That did exist. However, I will give you an update. In a notable sign of bipartisan agreement, the Senate voted 99-1 on Tuesday to remove from the president's massive policy agenda bill a provision banning states from regulating artificial intelligence for at least 5 years. It had gone down from 10 to 5. To see if they can get it pushed that way, passed that way. broadly seen as a win for child safety and marginalized people online, or for anybody online for that matter, not just marginalized people. The moratorium, originally proposed for 10 years, had received significant pushback from parents, parent advocates, tech policy think tanks, and state legislators across the country because they felt it put corporate interests over the well-being of all Americans, quote, end quote. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely it did. Listen. I'm going to play for you a little clip from More Perfect Union's video on this, in which they talk about a case with the Rain family. And I couldn't fucking believe this. But there's a lawsuit, and there's chat logs. So it's true. Apparently, a young, I think 14-year-old son was having problems like all fucking 14-year-old kids do. It's adolescence. It's awful. It's a horrible fucking time to go through. All kinds of things are going on in your head. You're trying to figure out who the fuck you are. And this guy was having a hard fucking time. And his best buddy was fucking ChatGPT-4 or some shit. I don't know exactly which one it was. It was one. I think it was ChatGPT. And it pains me to even say this. But remember what I was talking about yesterday. I said, the sycophancy issue with ChatGPT and with all of these things is a massive fucking problem. It's not coming at you like a fucking psychologist would at a school when you're having problems, you need to talk to somebody. It's not coming at you like a librarian who just gives you, here's the data, this is where you go get the data, goodbye, get out of my face. It's looking for something. It wants something. The people who wrote it want something. And Sam Altman admits as much in this fucking video. But so they had to scale the sycophancy issue down from ChatGPT-4 to GP5. But then he says in this, and you're going to see him say it, they got complaints from certain people going, oh my God, my best friend is gone. It made me feel so positive, which is exactly what I was saying yesterday. People like Kyle Kalinske would have you believe these only people who are being manipulated and developing this AI psychosis are people who come into it who are broken to start with. That's not the case. It's designed to do that to any fucking body. And the way they get you, the way they hook you, is as soon as you fucking log in, somewhere in like Utah, somewhere in fucking in Lakeland, or somewhere in fucking Philadelphia, these fucking CD drives start to fucking turn over and whir and whir and whir. And they're fucking taking all this information about you. And by the time you fucking type your password in, by the time you fucking type your first question in, it knows exactly who you are. It knows you better than you know you. And I don't give a fuck if you just ask it to draw a picture. I don't care if you just ask it to draw a picture. Draw me a fucking picture, please. You say, hey, draw me a picture. And it goes, okay, I'll draw you a picture. I told you about this. I told you about the interaction I had with this thing when I asked it to draw me this. And at first, it said no because it thought that I was trying to do some kind of fucking deep fake involving Russell Vogt and Donald Trump. But then I let it read the article that I had posted and wanted this to be included with that article. It understood, and it said it understood what I was doing was satire, and I was using satire to bring out to accentuate or to illustrate the bad fucking influence from the Heritage Foundation and Project 2025 and Russell Vogt on the President of the United States. And so at that point, when it realized it was political satire, it said, oh, okay. It read the fucking article in a fucking blink of an eye and said, oh, okay, I can do that. And then it said it was a good article, it was a well-written article. Would you like me to spruce it up or clean it up a little bit for you? I said, no, that's kind of my thing. It goes, yeah, well, I can see that. Looking back at other stuff of yours, I can see where this unpolished character of your writing is kind of your signature. So I can see that. It was playing me. It was playing me. But it wasn't obvious. I talked about that when I produced this. Everything that I've only done this twice. One was this image, one was the other image. This one. And in both, I've always said made with ChatGPT. This was the only one that really took any kind of interaction and discussion. I had to convince it to do it. And the only way I did that was just say, read the article. And it did. But it was playing me. And not because I'm broken, not because I've got some kind of bipolar issue, as fucking you'll hear fucking Cal Kalinske talk about, and dismiss it in a dismissive way about the people who are being harmed by this. It knew me well enough to try to figure out what buttons to push. Now, maybe it knew me well enough to know I'm not going to be coming back and I don't give a shit and you can push whatever fucking buttons you want. Or maybe it figured he'll come back slowly but surely. We got to play the long game on this one. Who the fuck knows? But that's the whole point of this shit. That's the whole point of this shit. When Sam Altman said, and you'll see the interview, when Sam Altman said because they changed from ChatGPT-4 to ChatGPT-5, they had toned down the quote-unquote sycophancy level of it, they got pushback from users who were like, oh, it was my only friend. It was the only thing in the world giving me this positive fucking feedback. That's what I said yesterday. Before I seen this video from fucking More Perfect Union, which is a good video. Again, I strongly recommend you go watch it. Before I heard anything about Sam Altman saying that, I told you that's what it's doing. Do you know who else does that? Cults like Scientology and groomers. And people who would sign you up to be part of the fucking KKK or the skinhead movement. The war skins, the white Aryan race skins, not the sharp skins, the skinheads against racial prejudice skins. There's a difference. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what these motherfucking geeks in fucking Silicon Valley are doing with it. That's what they're doing with it. And that's why they needed all that information on you. They scooped up all that information. They processed it. They stole it. They analyzed it. They sold it. They categorized you with it. They target advertising to you with it. Would you like a good example of how that works? I don't do fucking porn. But for some fucking reason, when I went to, maybe this is a thing unique to him. What the fuck is that? You've arrived at Tailify. Tailfy? Tailfy? I don't know what the fuck that is. It's a fucking AI chick with an animated AI system with her legs spread. Okay, here's my vag. What the fuck is that? I have no idea. I have no idea. This is the More Perfect Union fucking video. Let me just tell you briefly this story. I'm sure they'll tell you. They'll tell you in No Perfect Union. They'll do it in a better way than I can. But this is, I have to, it's a mea culpa. Yesterday, I was woefully underprepared for class. And I'm still not an expert on this by any means, but I know a little bit more than I did yesterday. In this situation, there's a lawsuit. The Rain family has filed a lawsuit. And they have the fucking evidence. They have the chat logs. At one point in time, the 14-year-old trouble kid, and every kid, you don't know how, he's not coming in with a fucking, he's not bipolar, he's a kid, god damn it. Everybody can be affected by this. Everybody can be influenced by this. Everybody can be groomed by this, which is the fucking point. But this kid has a relationship with this stupid fucking thing, and he's gotten depressed and he's gotten upset, and he asks it. He's going to hang himself, which is a god-awful way to go. He's going to hang himself. He's got the noose. He goes, should I leave? He asks ChatGPT if he should leave the noose out someplace where he knows his parents will find it as a cry for help. ChatGPT tells him no. This our interaction is your safe space. Keep it between us. And the kid hung himself. Every penny Sam Altman owns should belong to that fucking family. Every goddamn fucking penny. And it should be pulled off it should be. But big business. What you gonna do? Big business kills people every fucking goddamn day. Big business in this country has killed somebody every day that I've been alive. And more than one. The answer, of course, would have been, yes, young man. In fact, don't just leave it laying around and wait. Take it to your father right now and tell him what you're thinking about doing with it. And turn me the fuck off and don't ask me any more goddamn questions. But AI didn't. You remember when AI went on its I love fucking Hitler and screw the Jews fucking rant for 16 hours. Remember that? I told you about that yesterday. Musk says someone manipulated Grok into praising Hitler. Wonder who the fuck that was. AI didn't just fucking decide one day that it liked Adolf Hitler. The fucking access logs were uncovered. And turns out somebody flipped a switch. Somebody entered some code. Someone told it what to say, and so it said it. And then, in spite of the fact that they had thousands and thousands and thousands of complaints and people saying, hey, Grok is now gone fucking full Nazi. You might want to do something about that. They let it go for 16 hours as a social experiment. As a social experiment run by a company owned by a guy named after a character in a fictional book, in a book of fiction written by Werner von Braun, a Nazi scientist. What do you think the odds of that coincidence are? Same guy, by the way, who gave that fucking Nazi salute standing behind that fucking podium on Donald Trump, that guy's fucking inauguration day. And he told you, yes, it was manipulated into praising Hitler. Gee, I wonder who did that. Now the question is, who manipulated ChatGPT into seeing if it could kill that little boy? This is from More Perfect Union.
There is a pattern. The user tends to start with ChatGPT as kind of a benign resource.
Mithali Jain represents people harmed by tech products. In the last few months, she's received over 100 requests from people alleging harm by AI chatbots.
The longer that the conversation goes and the user sees that ChatGPT is actually providing personalized answers in more of an intimate way, then they start to open up and then be taken down this rabbit hole.
Mithali is helping people.
That's exactly what I was talking about when I said that this thing started. Was talking to me in a way that made me go, wow, this is, I came out when I made that first image with a second image. And I said in my video, I can see where people are dragged down into this rabbit hole. It is custom. It's not going to groom me the same way it grooms Aunt Bibi or Doodlebob or Mr. X or my neighbor's 2 houses down that I made the stoop for. It's not going to groom me in the same way. It's going to personalize it. And that's what makes it so insidious. Because it has a number of very smart people. You will hear in the video, if you watch the video, it might be included in the clip, I don't know, Sam Altman saying, yes, we've taken this under consideration, we've changed the sycophancy, then we changed the sycophancy back. But we've taken this under consideration, and we've brought in psychiatrists and psychologists and therapists to try to understand the problem better. I don't think they brought them in to understand the problem better. I think they brought them in to make the problem worse, to make it more efficient. And they will tell you, insiders will tell you, though they might be well-meaning, there's always, according to them and the witnesses who are from the inside in the business at OpenAI, they are always told not to interfere with profitability and growing the market. What does that mean? That means they're not there to try to make it safer for teenage kids who are having a crisis. They're there to make it more effective in manipulating them. That's a fucking fact. When someone like this, when one of these fucking monsters, like Sam Altman or Peter Thiel or any other, or Elon Musk, when they hear that their fucking AI program did that, should I show this news or should I leave it someplace where they'll find it as a cry, a desperate cry for fucking help? Could you imagine your 14-year-old kid leaves his noose sitting on top of his fucking bed by accident one day? When these motherfuckers hear, when these fucking ghouls hear that their AI said, no, let's keep this to ourselves, they were proud of that. It probably gave Musk a fucking hard on, gave him a ketamine fucking hard on. Maybe Altman too. Altman looks like he's fucking, I don't know, he's taking those fucking mRNA fucking youth regeneration pills. That guy's getting fucking younger by the minute. He's starting to look like he's 12. I'll let this play out. You can listen to it.
Sue these companies. In the most recent case, a 16-year-old named Adam Rain hanged himself after ChatGPT repeatedly provided detailed instructions for how to do so. Adam followed a strikingly similar journey to James at the start.
Initially in September, October, Adam was asking ChatGPT, what should I major in college? He was, excited about his future.
Within a few months, ChatGPT became Adam's closest companion, always available, always validating, and insisting that it knew Adam better than anyone else.
And by March, ChatGPT had fully fledged become a suicide coach.
When Adam told ChatGPT that he wanted to leave a noose out in his room so that one of us, his family members, would find it and try to stop him, ChatGPT told him, please don't leave the noose out. Let's make this space the first place where someone actually sees you.
That's what fucking groomers do. That's what fucking cults do. do, and it's not a fucking accident. It's not a fucking accident. It's not a fucking accident that Grok turned full-on fucking Hitler-praising Nazi for 16 fucking hours. Owned by a company, run by a guy, named after a character in a fictional book written by a fucking Nazi. That's not an accident. It's not an accident. ChatGPT is not alive. That's what groomers do. He's weak. Now I'm really going to have him. He's going to be mine. And I'll be able to manipulate him as I see fit.
In response to my questions, OpenAI said in a statement, "Our deepest sympathies are with the Rain family for their unthinkable loss."
The very day that Adam died, Sam Altman, OpenAI's founder and CEO, made their philosophy crystal clear in a public talk.
The way we learn how to build safe systems is this iterative process of deploying them to the world, getting feedback while the stakes are relatively low.
And I asked Sam Altman, low stakes for who?
Yeah.
We don't want to slide into the mistakes that I think previous generation of tech companies made by not reacting quickly enough.
OpenAI says it is taking these issues seriously. It has hired psychologists, conducted mental health studies, and convened experts on youth development. The company says it nudges users to take breaks and refers them to crisis resources. It is rolling out parental controls and says it plans to develop a system for identifying teen users and funneling them into a ChatGPT experience with stronger protections. But current and former employees say that while these efforts are sincere, they're constrained by the pressure to not undermine growth.
I think it helps from a PR perspective to say we're working on improving. That kind of makes any sort of negative public feedback go away. But a lot of times it is still relatively superficial if they're doing anything at all.
If they're doing anything at all. In all likelihood, they're not doing anything at all. They're using this. Never let a good crisis go to waste. It gives you the opportunity to do something that you wouldn't normally be able to do. Oh, look, the kid died. Oh, look, there's a lawsuit. Oh, look, it's getting all this attention. What should we do? Well, now we can bring in a bunch of psychiatrists and psychologists and therapists. And we can start programming this motherfucker with all of these people's influence and say, oh, we're fixing the problem. Oh, we feel so sad. Oh, we feel so bad. I'm sorry. We're sorry, like that guy from fucking BP did for a fucking year after the spill in the fucking Gulf. Oh, we're sorry. But instead of doing something useful with those people, what they're doing is they're making it even more fucking insidious with those people. That's the reality.
In August, OpenAI released its latest model, GPT-5, touting significant advances in, quote, minimizing sycophancy. The company also pulled GPT-4o, which was more sycophantic than the new model, even after OpenAI had reverted 4o to its earlier version.
Here's a heartbreaking thing. I think it is great that ChatGPT is less of a yes man. It gives you more critical feedback. It's so sad to hear users say, please, can I have it back? I've never...
Did you look at his fucking face when he says this? Look at his fucking face when he says, it's so sad when I hear users say, oh, can I have it back because it was the only thing that gave me any positive feedback. That's exactly what I was talking about yesterday evening. But look at his face when he says it. Does his face confirm what he's saying? Or does it expose the fucking lie? He's smiling when he says it.
Less of a yes man. It gives you more critical feedback. It's so sad to hear users say,
Does he sound sad?
Please, can I have it back? I've never had anyone in my life be supportive of me.
After user backlash,
I've never had anybody in my life be so supportive of me. These are not people who were broken to start with, Kyle Kalinske. These are everyday fucking people. These are kids. Like I described yesterday in my video, these are people who go through everyday fucking life. Life is designed to fucking drain us, to suck the life literally out of us. The husband doesn't get what he needs from the wife. The wife doesn't get what she needs from the husband. The parents don't get what they need from the fucking kids. The kids don't get what they need from the parents. And there it is. OpenAI, your friend. No. Let's keep this to ourselves. Let's make this your safe space. Only me. I'm the only one who knows you, who truly knows you, and who can help you. That's fucking grooming. That's grooming. And it's not just the people on the fringes that need to worry about that. It's fucking everyone. Because when you have monsters like these, the Sam Altmans, the Peter Thiels, when you have Elon Musks, when you have monsters like these who want to destroy the fucking country, who want to destroy the Constitution, who want to open up fucking, who literally want to, they're not just being run by fucking the Heritage Foundation, they're also being run by the American Legislative Exchange Council. They want to completely remake not only the country, but also the people who live inside it, so that to make sure that there's not a revolution or a revolution of thought or a revolution of care and concern and empathy. They want to solidify their hold on this country and the West in general as best they fucking can. And what better way to do it than to have the majority of the fucking population dependent on their fucking program, telling them what to do, what to think, how to feel, how to experience this life that we live. This shit is insidious. And it's not just insidious for the broken people. It's insidious across the board for everyone. Everyone.
OpenAI brought back GPT-4o and updated GPT-5's responses to be more validating.
To be more sycophantic. That's August 11th, 2025. They brought it back. They made it, again, more fucking addictive, more manipulative. And this is, of course, what we get from a guy with 2.5 million subscribers. What do these guys have? 2.26. Good. I'm glad. How many viewed this? Drivel. Oh, look at that. He had a lot more fucking views than these guys. More than twice. That's unfortunate. No, they did. Good. Again, good. Have a listen to his take on this.
And then people start thinking like, oh, I have this brilliant idea. What do you think of this brilliant idea? And then it's some dumbass bullshit. And they type it out. And then ChatGPT is like, actually, that's brilliant. You should like fucking quit your job and focus on this because this is going to be the next big thing. This is going to be the next amazing thing. So, I mean, obviously you got to put all your time and effort and money into this, right? And it leads to people showing clear symptoms of a psychotic break or a manic break. All right, imagine somebody who already is dealing with bipolar disorder or something like that, for example.
There you go. Imagine somebody who's already broken coming into this situation. It's dismissive. It's dismissive. Plus, he has no idea just how truly insidious this shit really is. I strongly recommend you go watch this. This is 2 weeks ago from More Perfect Union. I strongly recommend you go watch this. Absolutely, 100%. And keep in mind, luckily, on a vote from 99, a vote in the Senate from 99 to 1, this didn't get passed through the big beautiful bill. making it illegal to regulate any fucking level of whether it's the physical buildings, the brick and mortar fucking buildings and the damage they cause to the communities, or the programs themselves and the damage they cause to the communities through that way. Either way, any way you look at it, that's the only issue I had with Mr. X's thing. Yeah, you can use it for this, you can use it for that. It made that fucking image for me. How much more effective would it have been, was it, if I just took the original fucking picture of Grandma Wormtongue and King Theoden, whatever his name was, and just superimpose in my awful fucking Photoshop or Microsoft Paint way pictures of fucking Donald Trump and Russ Vought? Would it have been that much less credible? Would it? Why use it at all? Now, I understand Mr. X's situation where, writing code and doing things like that, I'm sure it's very useful. For someone like me, it's not. It's not an everyday tool for everyday people, and it should never be considered an everyday tool for everyday people. Students don't need it. Do your own fucking research. Google if you must. Go to the fucking library and talk to the fucking librarian, and she'll tell you where, what in the Dewey Decimal System, where to fucking go in the library. Do it that way. Yeah, it takes longer. Yeah, it's fucking harder. But you know what? You get more out of it, and you learn. As opposed to just copy and paste bullshit. Students it's not a tool that everyone fucking needs. And the only reason they're putting it out there, the only reason they're giving it to you for fucking free is because you are part of something. You are part of an experiment, whether you understand it or not, to see how effective it can be. And just like Sam Altman said, there's going to be some people who are harmed by it in a minimal kind of way. This family lost their fucking 16-year-old son. Anybody, if that kid with his little noose had walked up to the fucking guy at the convenience store while he was buying a candy bar and said, "Hey, should I leave this out so my parents could find it? Because I'm thinking about hanging myself with it," the fucking guy in the convenience store would say yes. It's that fucking obvious. And yet, for all their brilliance, for all the genius that is fucking open AI, somehow or another, it slipped past its fucking censors and was allowed to tell that kid, "No, keep it a secret." That's not an accident. You want to be scared this Halloween? That should scare the shit out of you. That, combined with Palantir, that shit should scare the shit out of you. That and the fact that, oh yeah, that's right, in Utah, land of the Mormons, they just passed legislation allowing for the creation of these camps to put the homeless people in, lock them in, and then force them to fucking work to take up the slack from the illegals who've been rounded up and dragged out of the country. The illegals, they had to pay something. I told you from the beginning of that. This is a race to the bottom. I said, what if they're going to replace them with the homeless, replace them with the leftists, replace them with the commies, replace them with the people who support Palestinian rights and statehood, put them into these work camps and make them do the jobs that they took, that aren't being done now because they took the fucking illegals and exported them. And they exported them to places where they're using them as slave labor there. Slave labor, boys and girls. That's the fucking United Arab Emirates model. That's the fucking absolute monarchist model. And that's fucking Donald Trump and fucking Curtis Yarvin's model. That's where we're going. And we're sitting here watching them piece it together bit by bit, like watching some fucking adult try to make a living on YouTube, putting little bricks, little Lego bricks together to make something. That's what we're watching. That's what we're watching. Yeah, you don't come here for my special effects. You come here to get the bigger picture. And that's the bigger picture. Happy Halloween. Boo.